Flurry is about generating interest on your stablecoin. So that's what Flurry is trying to do. You don't have to worry about all the technical details, and that is the future.
Hi guys, welcome to the Human and the Machine crypto channel, where we talk to the teams developing some of the hottest technologies in the blockchain space around the world. I am Flurry, today the tropical human. I'm going to be your co-host for the day. And we have
Hikaru, also known as the Machine, the other co-host, a crypto junkie glued to everything and anything blockchain. So be sure to hit the like button, share our content, and also subscribe to our channels. So Mr. Human, who do we have today?
Today we have Mr. Mike Ting. He is the CEO of Flurry. Flurry aims to offer a whole new experience of yield generation, which is easy, efficient, and convenient, so that everyone can participate. That sounds good right off the bat. So, Mike, welcome. How are you doing, buddy?
Great, I'm doing great. Happy to be here on the channel. Excited to be here. So happy to share what Flurry is about and what we have been doing so far. Feel free to ask any questions that you guys have.
Well, first of all, we always want to know about the person behind the project. So tell us everything about you. We know you're a very, very highly educated person, and you have been exposed to a lot of really awesome professional experience. So please let us know everything about you.
Sure. So my name is Mike. I came from the traditional banking background. I spent most of my career trading stocks. So basically in Hong Kong, Korea, Japan market for more than 10 years. Was working at banks such as JP Morgan and Societe. And then 3 years ago, I entered the crypto space. To be honest, it was a bit late, like 2018. But then it turns out to be a good time because Bitcoin price dropped from 20,000 to 4,000 at that time. So it turned out to be a good time to buy some Bitcoin at that level. But then other than the price, to be honest, I'm really impressed with the blockchain technology. So as you guys said, I have this engineering background. I got my degree in computer science from Cornell University and Stanford University. So I understand the blockchain technology, and I was really impressed when I read the white paper on Bitcoin. So in the beginning, I was applying my trading knowledge to trade crypto derivatives. And then I co-founded a crypto derivatives trading platform called C-Trade in 2019. And then in 2020, in that summer, DeFi was really hot. And then I started to feel DeFi start to bring a lot of application scenarios to blockchain. And I find that there is a lot of opportunities of recreating the traditional financial products in a decentralized way using blockchain. That's why I started to look into DeFi and then came up with this idea, Flurry, in 2021. And it was like a money market fund in traditional finance, but in a decentralized way. And that is how we started Flurry.
Okay. And before we get more into it, I would like to ask you this, because a lot of people that have the very formal education and the experience on the banking, on the usual trading, they are very resistant and even reluctant to even touch anything that is blockchain. You mentioned to a lot of these people the word Bitcoin, and they say scam.
Yep.
And we have people like the Federal Reserve, director saying, "Oh, it's nothing." So how come you were able to see what most fail? I mean, how do you detach or divorce yourself from what you could somehow say, it's me, right? I'm a banker, I'm a stock trader, and you jump into something that so many people still don't even understand?
I think there's a disconnect between people in finance and people in tech. So far, blockchain products have been used by people that understand the technology behind. But to be honest, the tech people actually don't have the knowledge in finance. So there is always, I think, a disconnect there. So the products built by the tech people may not be that user-friendly to people in finance. So that's why someone like me with a mix of background in finance and technology, we know the beauty of blockchain in finance. So that's why we think, okay, DeFi is something for us. We can make it very simple and convenient to use so that people in finance can understand what it is talking about. So we can bring in more non-DeFi people or even non-crypto people to the DeFi space. And that's what we think we are well positioned to do that.
Okay, yeah, of course you do. So now tell us please about Flurry.
Sure. So Flurry is so as we said, we want to make the user experience really good to use. So Flurry is about generating interest on your stablecoin. But then currently, we think the main pain points in the DeFi space is not really the yield level. So everyone is talking about the high yield that you can get in DeFi. But then a lot of stablecoin owners are turning away from DeFi. Why? Because it is not easy to use. So there is a lot of DeFi products out there, a lot of different mechanism of generating yield. But then if you really want to participate, you have to read the white paper, you have to understand the mechanism, you have to find out whether it is safe or not. So as you said, like a lot of people just think they are scam, right? But then if you understand the mechanism behind, it actually has a lot of innovation going on. So we think that user experience is not catching up. And then other than like the mechanism that you have to understand, if even if you understand it and you want to participate, the number of steps that you have to do in a DeFi product is really a lot, right? So let's say if you want to use Compound, so it is already like the simplest one, right? You go there, you deposit your coin, and then you get back a deposit token. But then when you have to use it, you have to redeem the compound token, C token. And then you also have to pay a lot of gas fees in all the steps. So all these are really discouraging people from trying out the product. And that is why we think we can come up with a product that we will take care of everything for you. So you don't have to worry about the tedious process of going in and out of different products. We do all this for you. We automate all this for you. All you have to do is to hold the token, then interest will grow automatically in your wallet. So basically for people with no technical background or no DeFi knowledge, they don't really care, right? They don't really have to do anything else. They just have to get this rhoToken and then they already are earning interest in their wallet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely relate to that because for me, right, being in yield farming is almost like being a day trader. Just because the rates change
Yep.
so much, things are getting hacked left and right, you have to just constantly be interested. And yeah, it's really difficult to do for the average person and to even keep up, even if it's crypto. So I like what you guys are doing, right? However, if you simplify the things and I would say handle a lot of the complexity on your side, is there a catch?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there some sort of challenges or security risks or something that I should know as a user?
So okay. So basically, what we are trying to do is not we are reinventing everything. So what we are doing is to use the products out there. We are trying to leverage on the products out there. We are just providing a better user experience. So if so, first of all, we will use our knowledge to look at different products. We will only use products that are safe and have a history of handling a certain amount of we call it assets in their product, and don't have any security risk. We will look at their audit. We will make sure all the protocols are safe to use, and then we will, on top of those products, we will automate the jumping around between the products to look for the best deal for you. So in terms of security, the only the risk on the underlying product are still there, but then we will pick the right product, the safe product, and also one thing is that we can pick more than one product, so we can diversify the risk. But then as an individual, you cannot do it because it is just not cost justified for you to split your fund into 10 portion and then put into different DeFi products. But then we can do it for you. We put all the assets together, we put it into different products to diversify the risk. And then at the same time, we also move the assets in a batch, right? So we pay less cost per user in each transaction. So that's why if you handle your money to us, we manage it for you. You are earning yield every day at a lower cost and diversified risk. So that's what we are offering. And we also have a nice user interface for you to look at your interest earned and how you earn them. So it's transparent. We have all the analytics for you. So that's what Flurry is trying to do.
Okay, and one question.
Mhm.
What does high yields means to Flurry? Because, high yields, people are thinking about 3,000% and then the token collapses, right?
Yep.
So what is something that is high yield and yet you can kind of reassure people that the token is not going to collapse. They're not going to get rug pulled, all these things. So
Yeah, this is a good question. So this is something that we really want to differentiate us or emphasize is that we are not trying to compete on the yield level. So we are not just competing with the yield aggregators out there
high and
by
so on,
chasing a
yeah,
high
curve.
yield because like high yield always is associated with high risk. So if you are looking for so our target audience is not those degen like they are looking for the highest yield in the market. We are actually targeting the audience of people that are not that technical. They are not trying to chase the highest yield. What they are trying to do is to achieve a stable and safe yield with the flexibility of using their fund when they want to use. So if they want to go for like the highest yield, it's not the product that they should come to. It's a safe, stable, and flexible stable coin that they can, so they don't have to lock up their fund and they can spend it right away. I can talk about the mechanism, how we can achieve that in a moment. But then you raise a good
Yeah,
point.
please.
We are not trying to compete on the yield level. This is not something that Flurry is trying to do.
Just quick
Mhm.
question before machine. What would be a high yield or an attractive yield for Flurry? 10%, 8%, 12%. What you have in mind? Because at the end of the day, people watch these programs because they also want to know what will they do with their money. So, could you just give us a range? I'm not going to hold you to your word today.
Well, it depends on the market too, because yeah. But let's just say right now, I see like anywhere from 5 to 20% for stablecoins being reasonable. So is that something that's also similar on Flurry?
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. So in the current market, like on compound, I remember it's like 4 to 5% at the moment. So what we are trying to do is around the same range, like 5 to 10%. But then we provide all the flexibility and all the automation to users. But then
Okay.
when the market gets bullish again, so people will start to borrow stablecoin to buy Bitcoin or other crypto,
Yeah,
then the rate can easily go above 10%, 20%.
right. Okay. Yeah, along with that, you were saying earlier is that you need to hold a token, and I believe you're referring to
Mm-hmm.
the rhoToken, right? Um,
Yep.
yeah, can you just explain how this works? Is like, if I hold this token, what if I give it to like my siblings, right? Do I still get the
Mm-hmm.
benefits, or now do they get it? Like, how does it work?
Yeah, sure. So let me talk about this rho token. So rho token, we come up with this name because rho, RHO, is a Greek letter for interest rate. So that's why we call it rho token. So in
Money.
the first
Nice.
stage, yeah. So in the first stage, we will support three stablecoin, USDC, USDT, and BUSD. So we have the corresponding rho token called rho USDC, rho USDT, and rho BUSD. How it works is that users come to Flurry and then they deposit their stablecoin. Let's say you deposit USDT, you will get back the raw USDT in return. So we can see it like a wrap USDT, but then on the back we are sending the USDT to different DeFi products to earn interest. And then when we get the interest from this product, we will distribute the interest to you in a special way, which is the feature that differentiate Flurry from other U aggregators. So in other DeFi products, when you mint their deposit token, they are distributing the interest to you through a changing value of the deposit tokens. Let's say in Compound, they change the exchange rate such that the C token value are changing with the accrued interest. And that's why the C token cannot be used as a medium of exchange because you won't accept a C token because today is worth 100, tomorrow is worth 102, something like that. So it is not stable. But then in theory, what we are trying to do is that we will distribute the interest through a rebasing mechanism. So what we will do is we will increase the supply of rho tokens. For example, if you have 100 USDC and then you mint 100 rho USDC and you earn 5% on this amount, so what you will see is that you will see your rho USDC balance grow from 100 to 105. So we are trying to pay the interest in the form of more rho tokens such that the rho USDC is always pegged one to one to the underlying USDC. In this way, the rho USDC is always pegged and backed 100% by the underlying stablecoin. And that's why we say, okay, it's equivalent to the underlying USDC, and that's why you can actually use it. So I can pay you the raw USDC. And your question is whether you will have the interest after you send the raw token to another user. The answer is no. So as long as you hold the raw token, you enjoy the interest. But once you transfer it to another user, the interest will go to the other user. So that is a good thing for trade when you imagine you can use rhoToken directly. So let's say today I want to trade with you. So I earn interest up to today, and then I transfer the rhoToken to you, and you started earning interest right away, and you don't have to mint anymore. And then at the same time, I don't have to redeem before I send the fund to you. So in the whole process, the stablecoin is never idle. They are always earning interest on the back, and it also saves gas costs on me and you because you don't have to mint and I don't have to redeem. So it's a very efficient use of the capital, and also it is a lot of cost savings in the process.
Right.
Nice, very
Yeah,
nice.
really just simplifies the whole thing,
Very
no
good.
doubt.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
is using rhoToken, then the stablecoin on the, I mean, in the protocol is like working hard all the time. They never sleep, right?
Yeah.
They make a return on your fund all the time, and that's why we think this is the future of your generation.
Nice. Do you think that at some point the raw USDC, for example, could eventually like buy you a cup of coffee or use in stores? You know, be more like tradable, usable.
Yeah, that's
Do you see that happening?
a really long-term ambition, but yeah, that's what we are trying to do. We think in the long run, we want to bring the raw tokens to mass adoption, because there will be a lot of value in having a stable coin that can earn interest for you automatically. As I said, like right
Absolutely.
now, a lot of DeFi products, or even in the real world, you have to put your money in bank to earn interest. So it's locked up. But actually, if it's possible technically, we can have this new mechanism in Flurry that you actually can earn interest on your coin like all the time. You don't have to stop earning interest, and you can still spend your fund. So that's so much more convenient and simple to use. And once you adopt it, I don't think you can use other stablecoin, because if you use other stablecoin, then you have to go through the tedious process of earning yield. But then if you use flow token, you don't have to worry about all those. And we haven't talked about the cross-chain feature yet. And yeah, and with all these new features in rhoToken, I think it's going to be doable in the long run.
Hope so, man.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. It sounds good. Machine.
Yeah, I was just going to say from a consumer perspective, I have a Visa credit card, and I earn about up to 3% back, cash back, whenever I spend it. Now,
Yeah.
the good thing is when I get the rewards back in my credit card account, I can then immediately use that to just pay off my bills or use it again. So I think having that closed, well, not closed, but circular ecosystem would be really good. If you can bring that to crypto, call me because I would be really interested. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Thank you,
true,
thank
man.
you,
Yeah.
Good,
thank you
good.
for your
Yeah,
support,
so
man.
true.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it sounds really good, actually. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Earlier you mentioned cross-chain. Can you expand on that? Because that is a hot buzzword in blockchain.
Yeah. So in the we know cross-chain is not something that is easy to do. So a lot of projects claim they can do cross-chain, but then they haven't really thought about this. We have spent some time on studying on the cross-chain possibility. So Lawrence is our CDO, so he's like passionate about like blockchain, and he's always talking about the bridges. We know it's still a very beginning stage, but then this is our goal. So what we are trying to do is we will have yield generators on each chain. So each yield generator will manage, we will talk to each other. So they are managing actually the same pool of money, just that each yield generator will go to their own chain to look for the best yield. And if we can achieve that, so you don't really, as a user, you don't really have to think about which chain you should be on, because once you hold the raw token, whether you are on Ethereum or on Matic or on Solana, you still will earn interest on other chains. So you don't have to create another wallet on another chain, because once you hold the raw token, we will deploy your fund to other chains for you and earn the interest there. So you don't have to think about which chain you should be on. So just leave all these to rhoToken, and then we will do all this for you.
I like it, man. I like it. What chain you're using? It's confusing for the average Joe like me. I have a question. I have a question. Since you're a hybrid, right, of banking and all these things, and also blockchain. Would you like seeing, or do you foresee seeing, or insurance in the DeFi space? Precisely because it's packed with so much risks. Do you foresee it? Do you wish to have it? Would you implement it later for Rho and so on? Would you?
You mean insurance in the sense that if there's any hack on our contracts, or is
Yeah.
insurance for like health insurance, like car insurance, like
No, no, no. I'm sorry. Insurance, making sure that you don't, like the token doesn't collapse or like hacks or all these things. Do you see it happening? Would you welcome it? What's your stance?
sure. So at the moment, the mechanism is like this. So Flurry will charge a management fee on the yield generated by our protocol. So part of the fund will be set aside as a reserve. So that reserve will act as like an insurance fund if there is any hack or any accident happening in the future, to give our users a sense of protection. But then, to be honest, like hack usually happen when so there are different causes of hacking in the past, but usually if you involve like price oracle and other sophisticated mechanism, that is where the hack happen. But then in Flurry, we are keeping the whole mechanism really simple. So the peg in our on our side is not maintained by any algorithm or like market supply and demand, or like the token price. It is actually backed 100% by the underlying stablecoin. So it's like a wrap USDC. It is not depending on some like some hacks happen because the token price dropped a lot, right? But then our rhoToken value is not dependent on the Flurry token price. It is not related to that at all. It is backed 100% by the underlying stablecoin. So you can always come to Flurry and get back the stablecoin by redeeming the rhoToken. So when you give us one rho USDC, we always have one USDC for you. So that is the pack is not broken at all. So that is one thing that we can assure our users. We already set aside a fund for as reserve to protect you, but then at the same time, our mechanism is very simple. So the opportunity of getting hacked is much smaller than other protocols.
Okay. Okay.
Got it.
Machine.
Yeah, so I mean, worst case scenario, you get back the money that you put in, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, that's good, man.
It is. I mean, it's a lot of
enough.
assurance, really. Just put it simply, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it really is. It's just
Yep,
simple
sure.
human psychology.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Very
So
cool.
I guess these are neat features. There are different players out there, doing these like custodial or like hybrid, CDFI yield generation. So other than like the road tokens you're talking about, what other differentiators would you say is unique to Flurry?
I think so. If you compare decentralized against centralized, I think this one is easy to answer, because centralized, uh, I mean the yield generation products, you don't you never know like how they use your fund to generate the interest for you. So if you believe in the centralized one, then it's okay. But then a lot of users may not believe in these centralized you products, because I mean for me I won't put in the centralized you products, because you never know how they generate the yield for you. So if they are offering you a high yield, I will be worried about how they generate that yield. And if they are lending to some market makers or traders to trade, that means there is a high chance of not able to get back your fund. So I won't put in the centralized one. But then in other decentralized products, our differentiation is that the thing we talk about, the cross-chain. Right now, I think at the moment, no products out there are doing cross-chain. Most of them are limited to a single chain, Ethereum. because this is still the biggest source of yield. And then the second feature is the rebasing mechanism that we talk about. In other yield products, you cannot use your fund when you are earning interest. But then in Flurry, because of the rhoToken rebasing mechanism, you can spend your rhoTokens right away. So your fund is not locked up.
Got you.
Okay. Seems like you really are, and you have everything really well planned. So, can you tell us your long-term vision? Let's say your roadmap 5 years from now. And we have been talking about things, right, bits and pieces. But can you just give us a bit of that roadmap vision of yours?
Yeah, sure. I think there are like three things that we want to achieve. So the first thing is what we have talked about in the beginning. We want to bring in more non-DeFi users or even non-crypto users to the DeFi space, because we think DeFi is a very good innovation, but then it's the user experience that slow down the adoption. So what we are trying to do is to bring in the TVL to all the different products in the DeFi space. So we are not trying to compete with other DeFi products. It's not a zero-sum game. What Flurry is trying to do is to bring in more flow to all the players in the DeFi ecosystem. So that is everyone in DeFi will benefit from having Flurry as part of the DeFi ecosystem. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, I think we talked about it as well. We want to bring the mass, bring the rhoTokens to mass adoption. So imagine we talk about like how you transfer your tokens to another user. But then let me repeat it again. Like think about the old way of generating yield. Let's say there are two users. So the first user has some stablecoin. He want to earn some interest, so he deposit in a DeFi product and earn the interest. And then when he want to trade or when he want to shop, he has to redeem the deposit token for the underlying stablecoin, and then transfer it to another user. So when the second user receives the stablecoin, if he want to earn interest, he has to repeat the whole process again. So he has to pay the same gas fees on minting and then redemption to use his fund. But then in the new way, in the Flurry world, you just convert your USDC to raw USDC, and then you start earning interest. When you want to spend it, you send it directly without spending any gas on redeeming it. When the second user receives your token, they are already earning interest. So this is, in terms of cost or the convenience, it is so much better than the old way. So if we can make rhoTokens a medium exchange, then the whole world, the efficiency of using the capital is so much more. I just think it is just so simple and convenient, and that's why we think it's the future. You don't have to spend so many gas fees on some unnecessary steps, and that is why we try to simplify the whole user experience. And then the third thing is the crossing that we talk about. So we think in 5 years' time, when people get familiar with the crypto idea, it's just like an app on your phone. You don't really have to understand all the technical details behind. You just enjoy the value created by your app. So in this case, it will be Flurry. So you don't have to understand the complex mechanism that will bridge your fund up across different chains to earn your interest. What you have to know is the interest in your wallet. So you just have to see your wallet balance growing every day, and you are earning like 6% to 7% in your wallet, and you have this balance to use when you want to use it. So that's it, right? So you don't have to worry about all the technical details, and that is the future. You just have to convert your tokens to rhoTokens, and that's it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, the less we have to worry, the better, simply put.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, I mean, throughout this conversation, I love hearing the word Flurry and I love saying it. So, what is the motive behind this name and how did you come up with it?
And the website is nice as well, huh? I
Yeah,
like the
Flurry,
website as
right?
well.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah. We got asked a lot of times too, like why we have this name. We came up with different names in the beginning, but then the main rationale behind is we want to find a name that capture the essence of the product, and we are trying to manage people's stablecoin. So people water balance will grow slowly every day. So we think it's like coins falling from the sky into the wallet, but it is like rainfall. It's not heavy rain, right? So it's not a slow storm. It's a slow
I wouldn't
burn.
mind heavy rain of profits. I really wouldn't mind. It doesn't have to be slowly either.
But it's okay. So you get it slowly, but then when a lot of flurry grow to a snowball, so it's like a snowball effect on your wealth, and that is exactly what flurry is about, right? So we want to create this snowball effect on your stablecoin. So that's why we end up choosing flurry as a name.
Makes a lot of sense.
Nice. Very nice. Machine, any last questions? We run out of time, buddy.
Let's ask one or two fun questions then. Yeah, I'll let you take one.
Okay, you start. Okay, you first.
Okay,
please.
Got it. So if you were Satoshi Nakamoto, right? We all know he has about 1 million BTC just sitting in his wallet. What would you do with that 1 million BTC?
That's the most difficult question today. 1 million BTC.
Oh man, it's just so much money.
maybe set up. To be honest, why I switched from traditional finance to crypto is that I really hate the government printing money. So everyone knows about this. Why I entered the crypto space. I really hate the printing money policy. It just destroyed the capital market. So if I am Satoshi, I have this 1 million. I would try to recreate a whole traditional finance world in the blockchain.
Oh, ambitious.
I'm just disappointed about like all these government policy, to be honest, since 2008, and it's getting worse after the COVID, and that's why I believe in blockchain. That's the trend.
Wow. Yeah. Good. Nice question. Nice answer. It was not a fun question.
Well, it's a serious.
It's not a fun question. Come on.
I'm not a machine, so I don't have emotions.
But,
you know.
Yeah, it's true. But probably mine is not fun either. But since you're so much into the financial and the tech aspects of this, if you were not doing blockchain or even traditional, finances stuff, right? Like financial stuff, what would you do? I mean, if this was like, okay, I'm sorry, buddy, you cannot touch fintech, you cannot touch anything, what would you do?
Has it to be related to finance?
No, you cannot do finance, you cannot do tech. Bye-bye. You're fired.
I think I would work on either green energy or something to fix the wealth gap problem in the world. So because one of the side effect of QE, the printing money policy, is the rich people are getting really rich, and then the average people are not. It's difficult for them to even make a living or buy a house. I think that's something that we all have to work on. Otherwise, it's not sustainable, I think.
Okay. Okay, you're a very deep guy and very concerned about social issues, which is very nice, man. I mean, it's nice. A lot of people in this space and just overall, like entrepreneurs, sometimes they're so driven about money or success, right? But not many times they have this social aspect in mind. So that's really nice from you, Mike.
Thank you.
Very good. So we have to wrap up, Machine.
Yeah, I mean, good conversation. Hopefully, right, we see the products going out, more traction. So yeah, I think Human, can you kind of talk about what we would like to see a couple of months down the road?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Mike, we always ask our guests, right, to if they are interested in coming back 3 months, 6 months down the line, right? So we can see what happened, right? How your ideas developed into solutions, products, the obstacles you are facing, or the great successes that you have already racked, right? So would you do that? Would you be interested in coming back?
Happy to come back and share what we have done in 3 months.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Thank you very much. We really run out of time. I had more questions in my mind, but we try to keep it short. Otherwise, people just, like the attention span is getting shorter every day. So thank you very much. We wish you all the best. And thank you.
Thank you.
We'll meet you very soon. And the best of luck for your project, your team, everything you're doing.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Have a nice day, man.
Another very interesting project, man. I don't know if we're just super lucky getting these amazing people on the channel, or the quality is improving of the projects overall. What do you think?
Yeah, like for me, it's interesting because other people we interview too, they have like a very traditional fintech background. And what I like is like because they understand the problems and they were in that industry, they clearly see the upside of blockchain, and that's where it gives me a lot more, I would say, trust in terms of what they're doing.
Yeah. No, it's great, and I mean, it would be fantastic if this project succeeds, because it would increase the quality of life, right, of anyone involved, right? Like he said, like, who cares what happens? You just open an app and you see your money grew, and you can use your money at that instant without any like hesitation or afterthought. So that would be something good for everyone, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think towards the last part where he was talking about the social issues of money, with QE money printing, it's supposed to, spread the wealth and help the people with, the common class. But it's actually the opposite. Rich get richer and the poor actually get poorer. So I like how he's not just thinking of a product perspective, but really the entire global financial money perspective. And I think that's important.
Yeah. Like this morning I was reading, right, that why do we accept inflation, right? Why do we accept the governments just printing money? In a lifetime without COVID, it was 178% inflation. What's going to eat you up, right? Like in a normal person's lifetime. So and they said the only way out, Bitcoin, blockchain, right? Overall, so really interesting, really nice guy, and we wish him the best.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think that's all. I mean, probably, we'll have to meet up with them again and really see that they prove themselves and build products. So I think let's support everyone, right? Including Mike and his team.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So don't forget, like, share, subscribe, do all those wonderful things, comment, whatever, just do something with us. Thank you very much, Machine. Thank you, everyone. Have a good one. Until the next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's the most difficult question today. Leave a call or?
Yeah, the hang up button.
Yeah. You can hang up. Yeah. Just, okay, that was fast.